Hello, everyone, and welcome to Connections for Life. I'm Ted Peet.
Ted Cuvo.
Street hockey goalie, a.k.a. street hockey goalie.
Playing it safe today, guys. I'm playing it safe.
The least enthusiastic
I
goalie
wish
of all
somebody
time,
would
too.
I wish somebody would come in and whack you across the head with a hockey stick.
Yeah.
Let's look at your hair for a second.
Oh, look at that. The raging
Yikes.
mullet.
Mesmerizing. It's mesmerizing.
You look like you're growing dreadlocks.
I'm back. Hey, guys.
Hey, how was your weekend, buddy?
It was good. It was good. Logan was home. He ate everything we owned in 48 hours.
He's like a termite.
Yeah, and I think I saw him awake like 4 times.
Well, he is 16, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. How about you, Joe? How was your weekend?
Uneventful. Weather wasn't all that great in upstate New York, especially yesterday, so I kind of hung around and just did stuff around the house. Nothing too crazy. Nothing cool.
Nice. Watched a little bit of football yesterday. That made my day, that I got to watch a little of the NFL. And then, of course, the Cowboys let me down with poor coaching decisions again last night.
Is that why they didn't kick the field goal?
Yeah, that's exactly why. Why do we not kick the field goal to tie the game? You always tie.
I just want to let you know that you're not part of the team, so I don't know if you can say we. Like when you, I have
two jerseys.
Yeah, but your names aren't on them. Your name's not.
I have like 17 more in my closet.
He probably has all his name on them.
I do.
Listen,
I'll wear it on the show next week.
You made a prognostication the other day off this, saying that you believe that the Dallas Cowboys could win the Super Bowl, and I kept my mouth.
Why did I say it though?
But
what did I say the difference
show,
was?
Right now, I will bet you, I don't know, $20. Who cares? It doesn't matter what the bet is.
Okay.
It's just I get to rip you for the rest of the year. $20.
Okay.
That the Cowboys won't win 10 games.
I'll take that bet. I think we can win 10. But
I think this year.
Dude, 2 days ago you thought you could win the Super Bowl. Now you're hedging on if you can win 10 games.
No, listen, I still think there's a chance that we'll win 10 games. But what disheartens me is that, like, the problem with Dallas has never been talent, never been any of that. It's always been game management, bad coaching. Jason Garrett was the coach. Like, he was just so predictable and so easy and everything. And then we go to a guy like Mike McCarthy, and it's like, all right, I think we may be able to have some good game management and this kind of stuff. And then he goes, and we're down by 3 with 12 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and he's like, oh, I'm going for it. You know, I wouldn't think 12 minutes. I think there was like 8 minutes left. It was ridiculous. It was terrible.
See, that's why I don't watch football.
It's terrible.
Because I don't want to get emotionally invested in anything anymore.
Listen, I'm getting tired.
Except picking on you about the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, we'll see how your Giants do tonight, buddy.
I'm not a Giants fan. I'm a Giants supporter. There's a difference.
Chad's watching the hockey playoffs.
So who we got this week? I'm sure everybody wants to listen to 5 minutes.
Actually, we could talk sports forever. But so this week we've got some really cool folks. The owners of ADAMAR Industries out of Phoenix, Arizona, Mark Cole and Adam Bell. And they manufacture no-touch safety tooling. And their story's really, really cool, how they got into it. These guys
are
also
both cousins.
They are, they're family. So that's like their personal stuff. Like they really are like outdoorsy folks and trying to stay out of that Arizona heat. But they enjoy time with their family. But then they're also guys who love what they do so much that they actually design tools. Like when they're not.
These guys were, you know, we really just touched the tip of the iceberg with them so far with the safety sticks and a little bit of what the other stuff they do. Mm-hmm. But the stuff they really are starting to come out and market that we don't even talk about that much in the interview, I think are really good. The touchless, let's call it touchless technology, even though it's not, you know, it's nothing like groundbreaking, but it's just a little common sense. And I think it's got a long way to go, especially in this industry.
So I was explaining to somebody over the weekend who we had on the show this week. I don't remember who I was talking to, but I think it was some. We were at a kid's birthday party on Saturday, and one of the.
Oh, it was a 6-year-old. That's great. Thanks for spreading the YouTube word.
Hey, it's what I do, baby. Business all the time. But I was telling them about it, and they're like, "So you market a magnet on a stick?" And I go, "And it saves people's appendages." And they go,
"Say it live."
I'm going to watch the episode.
It's a safety.
Yeah. So I guess we should get into the interview. What do you guys think?
How about we let them tell us?
Yeah. So without further ado, Adam and Mark from ADAMAR. Hello and welcome to Connections for Life.
Hello. What's the answer, you two? Adam and Mark, there you are.
Hey guys.
Joe, you could act like you're there. You guys are falling apart on me today.
I'm trying to figure out where the name of your company came from. It's a long story. If you got like 20 minutes, I can explain it.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Deep.
It just sounded a little bit better than Maridam.
I don't know. I might contest that.
That's fantastic.
Always change it. You're making logos all the time, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I like. Yes.
That's fantastic. So how's the weather out there in Arizona today?
Beautiful.
Today it's actually nice.
Yeah.
What's nice?
Yesterday we had a cool down at night. It got to about 70 probably, but that's crazy. So we're usually the standard here right now. This summer has probably been over 110 easy. Some days 115, 117.
Yep.
You get into your truck at the end of the day and you look at your temp and it's at 139.
Oh.
It's a fortune, man.
Wow.
I like.
Do you like?
heat,
Is there a
but-
trick? Is there a trick? Like, do you like crack the windows and then start the car so the AC's blasting and it can blow the hot air out or anything?
Yeah, you know, we all got those remote start deals now. So you start that in maybe 15
Make sure your
minutes.
air's on full high
Yeah.
blast before you
15
shut it
minutes
off.
The opposite of winter. It's so weird because that's.
I just wouldn't go
You guys
outside.
have that up there for the winter time.
Yeah, we do.
That is pretty wild. So, anyways, guys, why don't you tell us a little bit about ADAMAR and how you guys came about and maybe your name, even though it seems like a long story.
All right. Well, I mean, it was probably about 5 or 6 years ago. I'd worked in the tech industry, computer programming, website design, all that kind of stuff for the healthcare industry. And I'd been let go due to a globalization of the company and contacted my cousin, Mark, and just was shooting ideas around like, what's up? What can we do? What do you know? And from there, you know, Mark could probably fill in on kind of what he was seeing in his industry.
Yeah, so my background was in traffic control. So we manufactured and rent barricades and set up traffic control work zones. And I did that for the better part of 22, 23 years. And we just saw a need for a safer way to move steel trench plates and trench shields, heavy suspended loads around within the work zone. And we would see all the time, guys would get feet crushed and fingers smashed, or they would shove these things with their foot and it would come back and, hit them in the stomach. And so there was some concepts out there, but there wasn't really anything honed in or that was a really solid design, a safe tool. So at about that time when Adam contacted me and we just started talking about, an opportunity to do something together, I said, well, I do have a little bit of an idea here. So we sat down and started scratching it out. And the next thing you know, we end up with a prototype.
What you're telling me is a broomstick's not a safe way to move a row plate?
Yeah, we didn't suggest that.
Shovel handle.
Hook and rope.
We see it all the time.
Yep.
Oh, I figure you do.
Well, that kind of brings.
Joe, let me ask one question first,
Yeah.
because before we ask one of these, because it came up. What was the first product?
So the first product we came up with was the original safety stick, the fixed link
Okay.
safety stick. So that was our first product that we put, 5 or 6 prototypes out in the Phoenix area and had them beta.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
And I mean, really with that whole beta testing took about a month or two, and we had the hardest time getting those tools back. So we knew we were kind of onto something. They didn't want to give them back to us. So.
Okay.
And with
about
that being said, I assume that's your most popular product. That's the one that you guys the company's been built around, or primarily. Or?
The company, yes, it was built around that. But as we started making sales of that fixed link tool, we started getting repeated requests for a tool that extends.
Okay.
We came out with the extendable version, and I would say it's probably a toss-up, wouldn't you, as far as the popularity goes?
We probably sell an even number of those tools, and it really depends on the company and what their mindset is and how many things they do that are longer reach. Like if you're doing a lot of shoring or anything like that, where you need to stay away from another hazard like a trench or an open pit. It also gives you more versatility, the extendable, just in that you have a fixed length if you want, and if you need the extra reach, you got it. So there's just two different mindsets there, but they're both about equal sellers.
Okay, I want to jump back maybe a little bit, just because I think we got into describing what the product was. But behind me in my wonderful green screen, I have I have a picture of the product.
And the extendable one.
And the extendable one. So I'm trying to make people aware of what product we're actually talking about. So we're talking about, maybe you guys can do a better job just explaining it, I guess.
That's our STS-002. That is our extendable model. One thing that's really key to point out is you can see he's got that magnet attached in a vertical position, and he's still maintaining a horizontal grip. So the handlebar on these tools, both those models, they're indexed so that the user can rotate that handle 90 degrees so that they're always maintaining a horizontal grip and not having to turn the handle vertically.
And that's basically just you can do that in field with like an Allen wrench or a hex head. Yeah,
they all come with it, with the warning label. They get a hard hat sticker. They get the Allen key. It's it all comes with it.
Yep.
You don't have to remove the bolt. You just have to loosen it enough to be able to pop it out of the index and rotate it.
Now you'd mentioned that you have obviously the extendable. Let's talk about the different versions that you offer. I know that I'm kind of moving around on the questions that we had talked about, but let's talk about the standard one versus the extendable. How long does it extend and those types of things?
So so with our fixed link tool, it's about 54 inches long. So we like to say it's right around 4 to 4.5 to 5 feet. Because you're talking about a user extending his arms out. So.
Sure.
Right around there. Then the XL goes from 58 inches to 90, so it gets you out to about 8 feet.
Okay.
Then we've also got iterations of those that companies have come to us, saying we need something shorter for confined space or congested work areas or single-handed use by a overhead crane operator with a joystick, to where they need something shorter to stay kind of close, but they still need to keep hands off. So that's where we came with the Safety Stick SR model, which stands for short reach. So those are about 30 inches for the T handle, which does rotate like its bigger brothers, and then 36 inches for the D handle. So it comes in two different options, being so short to where you can use one-handed D handle use or a T handle. And then we've got our Safety Stick Minis, which were designed really for vertical pulling and lifting. So if you can imagine pulling out the municipal water valve covers that are in the ground.
Valve boxes.
Yeah, valve box. Yeah, curb boxes. All that.
It's just easy to relieve you from using a screwdriver and a sledgehammer or a pry bar. I mean, you can just put this on there and wiggle it right out, or pull it.
We hear that a ton in the utility industry.
Yeah,
where,
it's a lot more efficient and safer.
So I guess that brings me into how you've connected the things. How do you get it off? I mean, that's got to be a pretty strong magnet on there just to be able to control that big piece of metal, essentially.
Sure. So yeah, the current generation magnet that we're on now produces about 530 pounds of vertical pull force. So that's obviously if you're achieving 100% surface-to-surface contact. So they are extremely strong.
It makes me want to put it on my hard hat and like.
It can almost lift you off the ground, Chad.
Almost.
Sorry, man.
So
I thought for sure when he started that joke, it was coming to my.
I thought it was going for Ted.
I let that
100%
slide,
thought it was
Patty.
coming my.
You
kind of
disappointed.
Sorry, continue the interview.
The fixed length and the XL and the SR tools, they have a different type of a knuckle. So when you're engaged, you can't push or pull the magnet off of the surface that it's attached to. When you are done setting it where it needs to go, you simply lift the handle up, and once it goes beyond 90 degrees, it stops and it just leverages the magnet right off. You can walk it off very quickly.
Wow.
You can also, if you've got the T handle, you can, give the handle a good pop and it'll come off that way as well. It's much easier though to just leverage it off with the hinge stopping.
But that's all part of all of our years of trial and error and researching and designing the knuckle portion of that tool, to where it does have a stop and it allows you to with a few pounds of pressure to peel that magnet off of a 1 or 1.25 inch thick steel.
Well,
I think the biggest thing, excuse me, I think the biggest thing is that, with the 530 pound vertical force, people think, oh my gosh, how are we going to be able to get this off? And for somebody that's actually used it before, the design of the tool, as you just alluded to, for a guy that doesn't, I don't use it in the field, I've just used the tool kind of in shop, it does come off so easy that you can't even believe
you're almost blown away that it comes off. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it's very, very functional that way.
But when you're in using it and you're trying to pull on it, you can't
get it. Yeah, once it's engaged, like you made a tool that's also ergonomically beneficial for the user, as
Absolutely.
So that's great.
The real key to that was, it's a suspended load control device first and foremost. So you're talking about, it could be 10,000 pounds, but it's suspended, so it doesn't take much to maneuver and control that. So we needed to find the perfect blend of a good strong magnet, but not overly strong to where it's just really, really hard to remove it from something.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I think the next one is for you, Joe, about the future.
Yeah, I mean, obviously part of your product line and the things that you guys do is the safety factor with the no touch, right? We want to keep people and users away from the metal plates, away from the things that could potentially harm them on the job site. And that was the generation and the origination of the tool. I guess from you guys that live and breathe that industry and that niche, what do you see the future looking like for that no touch safety?
Well, there's a huge emphasis on the whole no touch policy. I mean, we work with most of the country and some of the world's largest steel manufacturing companies, that it just seems like they're all following suit, and they continue to go to these no touch policies where they reach out to us and say, we've been doing the same thing for 30 years and we have too many incidents, and now we're being told we are no longer allowed to touch it. What do you guys have for us? That's how we kind of got into a lot of the smaller tools that I know we really haven't talked about yet, like our multi-grab and our MagnaGrab tools. Again, these guys are working within, close proximity to a shear or a machine, and they don't have all the room to be able to put a long tool out there. So, it's a very small, compact tool that gives them the option to have it locked in one position or have it flexible to go up and over. So, we just see that I guess the answer to that question is that trend is only going to grow, as we see more and more companies going to a no-touch policy.
That's pretty amazing. My background is pipe coating, essentially. I worked in a pipe coating mill for 8 or 9 years at the beginning of my career, and I worked in the field dealing with pipe, and I never thought about it that way. But until you just said that, all the times where you were constantly grabbing 24-inch pipe, literally rolling it and moving it and things like that, and the guys that I saw get their arms smashed and their hands smashed between pipe, it really makes sense, and it makes me actually want to call the coating plant and tell them they should buy it.
Hey, there you go.
Seriously though, that's I never really thought of it that way. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see a big demand in the industry, like Mark was talking about, like steel fabrication, guys that build trusses and girders for buildings and all that. Also, the steel mills and manufacturing plants themselves are also big proponents of no touch, and often implement a policy, and then they've got to go find some way to facilitate that by getting their employees not to touch things. So a lot of times it's tough for them to change the way they've been doing things for years and years and years. It's hard to get it adapted into the companies.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
I think one of the questions I have is, the customers that we do sell to, why did they choose your product versus some of the other items that are in the marketplace? And what's other than, it's kind of unique in the magnet approach and the way that you've designed it, what other, I guess, reasons do they use you or come to you for your no touch solutions?
Well, our tools, we achieve more pull strength with our magnet. The magnet's proprietary to ADAMAR. So the alloys that go into the magnet to make up that pull force are proprietary to us. So there is not another magnet out there that's 3 inches, the size of our magnet, that produces the kind of pull force that we do. So that magnet is lightweight. The tool is lightweight. It's non-conductive, and it's ergonomic. So there are some concepts out there that use very heavy, clunky ferrite magnets where the magnet itself could weigh a little bit north of 14 pounds. So you think about a user that might be trying to guide a suspended load, be it a plate or a trench shield or something.
With all that weight.
Put that heavy magnet up there to stick it on something, where our tool weighs 5 pounds.
And a lot of the stuff we see out there that does exist, a lot of it's made out of steel. So it's a square tube or round tube. So if it takes any kind of hit and it gets bent, I mean, a lot of times that tool's done, it's broken. So we really had a concept that we wanted to solve a lot of problems where our tools could take a hit, they're flexible, they're lightweight, they're not going to get hot sitting out in the sun as compared to steel. They're weather and UV resistant, all of the above, and then they're bright orange in color, high vis. We put reflective bands on them so they're easily visible and recognizable in low light conditions. So they add an extra layer of safety to a worker out in the street at night doing work. So we really tried to hit everything we could, that makes this tool the best you can get and the safest tool to have in your hand.
I think that was a great point, the weight, because I don't think people really consider that. I'm sure there's things that people can make at their homes with magnets and sticks and things like that. You can probably cob job something together, but it's the complete package of your product that makes it so effective. The fact that it is light, the fact that it is, non-conductive, the fact that you have a magnet that, like you'd said, is this big. Chad held it up. It's the size of a hockey puck. that can hold 530 pounds, where there's other products on the market that don't have the advantages of using the materials that you have for your line. I've always joked that I want you guys to send me 3 or 4 of them so I can tow them behind my boat and see what kind of stuff I pull up from the bottom of the lake.
All the time.
So
all the time.
if you're looking for samples, send them this way. But
we can hook you up some magnet fishing rigs, but
cool.
But also, you know, to that point, we do see and we hear from our customers from time to time that they're doing jobs where they're moving, you know, 50 to 100 plates a day on a job. You know, they're of underground utility work, and I mean, so that's a guy carrying this tool from plate to plate to plate all day long.
That's
you know?
crazy.
Well, that brings me to like where I was going to ask about my favorite product for you guys, just personally, coming from my background as a union contractor, as a union electrician. I was in manholes all the time, and having to go down into the street, lifting up that manhole was like, all right, hey, have the apprentice do it. Hey, have the apprentice lift that up, because you're looking at losing a finger if that thing slips, you know. So you guys have a product called the Lid Up that I absolutely love and I think is super beneficial. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it's a you know, another problem we hear from, you know, our customers all the time is, can the safety stick lift up manholes? You know, that's the big thing. Can the Mini, can it pull up a manhole? And in theory, yes, the magnet's strong enough to do it, but in the real world, there's sediment, they're compacted, they're rusted, they're, you know, all kinds. They've got all kinds of different designs. Some have pick holes, some don't. So we came up with a cart system, a complete package that has a spreader bar made out of stainless, 4 of our magnets to pull up the lid, which is a combined, I think, lifting force of over 1,200 pounds or 1,600 pounds. But we went and visited foundries and learned a lot about manholes, and found that the really only reliable space that you have to apply a magnet to pick up a manhole is on the outer edge.
Right.
And there's 2 rings, and they leave a certain amount of space that's open. But all these cities and municipalities, you'll see that they all want to put their embossing on them. They all want to put diamond plate or gold.
They have all different specs, right? That's one of the things I remember. There's pretty much nobody that has the same manhole cover.
And you can't get a good surface to actually adhere to. I've had that issue in the past.
So if it's embossed, or if there's dots or anything on the top, you know, generally that you see in there, and they do it for grip or whatever, you're only getting, you know, 5% of the magnet's pull force through that steel. So even the big lifter magnets that are circuit magnets, you know, they routinely pop off, and it's just not a good solution.
That's not safe, no.
So our cart system is a complete package with hooks. So if you got pick holes, you can use hooks, you can use the spreader bar, you can hook a magnet directly to it and use the cart to lift it.
Combination of both.
So it really, and really, once you get used to it, in 15 seconds, you can have most any lid up and out without using hooks and trip fall and busting your back or smashing fingers or anything.
Pretty neat.
And
The back thing, that's another
good point. It works on a fulcrum point. So, you know, like here, a 32-inch mag spec lid that's around 300 pounds is roughly only 100 pounds at the handle for the user to remove it. So it makes them much lighter than, you know, taking that J-hook, which I'm sure you saw a lot of, Ted, just trying to pry these things out. You got to get the slurry and seal and all the crap out of there. And
sledgehammer.
Oh.
Yeah, guys, I just want to say, you know, I mean, we try to keep these relatively short because we want our audience to be able to get the full, you know, we can run on and probably talk to you guys forever. But I just want to say thank you for somebody that's actually known about your product line since we've started carrying it. I certainly learned way more about your product today just in speaking with you guys. And I think the concepts and the reasons that you guys make them are just phenomenal. You know, in this day and age, everything is about safety and ergonomics, right? And you guys absolutely committed your company and yourselves to an industry and a need, a necessity in the world that we just didn't have. So I just look forward to many awesome, great things from you guys. I think your ideas are cool, and the things that you've come up with just in the short time that we've known you has just been really remarkable. So just from us, you know, thank you for allowing us to be a part of that also. And thank you for your remarkable work and the things that you guys continue to push out. We're very happy to be a part of your success and helping you be, you know, a name that people can, you know, they'll know who ADAMAR is in a few years because of the work that you guys are doing. We really do appreciate it.
And we appreciate it as well. I mean, working with UPSCO has been awesome. I will say that, you know, because of the pandemic and not being able to get places that we need to be, we are working on a distributor series of videos that we're going to actually go through all of our products, segment it by product that we can send out to you guys so it can go to the sales staff and learn how to identify applications for each tool, and
I love hearing that.
And so yeah, but that should be helpful for you guys.
I've got some work centralized around some principal product training that I've been tasked with. So I'll be getting in contact with you guys there. Very excited to hear that.
I just think it's really smart that you guys have taken the time to actually do that. I mean, during this pandemic, we've all had our issues. We've all been at home with more and had to kind of think outside of the box. And I think that that's kind of the generation and the way that the industry is moving, is that more educational piece to really fully understand the products and how they're used, and being able to take the time to be able to put that together is a lot of what we're trying to do. As Ted alluded to with the training matrix, we want to make sure that our employees and our customers understand exactly every possible instance of that tool would work, and the safety factors and everything built around them so they can be used properly to limit risk. And part of our organization, a lot of the products that we carry are designed for ergonomics and safety. So to have you guys, again, have you on board with that and be a part of us and vice versa, we really do appreciate all you guys do.
Excellent. That's all.
I just had to note one more thing before we leave today. Joe has a dress shirt on, but that's all. And he looks different and weirded me out.
I'm in a hotel room. I'm not at home. I'm actually traveling this week, believe it or not. Yeah. So
got to see some customers. That's good. But that's all, guys. I can't say it enough. We appreciate you and all you do, really, and what you're bringing to the industry. It really makes a difference.
Yeah, likewise, man. Upsco rock, man. You guys have been nothing but great for us and for.
He didn't mean you, Chad.
So,
yeah.
You guys are great to work with. Dan's been awesome.
Cool. That's usually what happens at the end of the show. Chad just disappears.
Chad just disappeared. Hey, seriously though, thank you guys. We appreciate it, and we'll be talking very soon.
Awesome. Appreciate it, guys.
Mark, Adam, thank you guys for joining us on the show here. That was a great interview, very informative, very educational, which is really kind of what the purpose of Connections for Life is to just share that industry knowledge. So we really appreciate you guys joining us today.
It was a lot of fun to have them on. Like I said, like we talked about before, a lot of their technology, I think, is going to make some really make some headway, especially when they talked about, I don't remember if we did it in the interview or not, but they talked about the pipe handling just in some of the pipe yards, which is just the thought of, after I spent 10 years in essentially a pipe coating facility, how much easier that would have made my life is pretty amazing.
actually think you brought it up.
Yeah, you did. You're like, I did this. I worked here for 10 years, and I wish I would have had this.
You can see how we pay attention to.
I can't remember yesterday. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to say thanks to those guys. I mean, we've obviously worked with them a while, just to get some more perspective on their tools and some of the things and the reasons that they develop them, and some of the differences between their products and some of the other things in the marketplace was definitely a bit eye-opening for me. So just when you think you know everything, you bring something on and not know everything. That was a bad way to put it, but you know what you think you know enough about a product line. All right. I knew that as that came out of my mouth, I was like, no.
Where's my mute
button?
Mute.
I didn't mean that. I meant, you think you're well versed on a product and you learn so much more just by having these conversations. So that's all I was going to say.
So what else do we got going on here? How about what are the dates, Joe, for the Upsco Expo, since neither of you can say it?
The UE.
Yeah, the UE.
I would like to refer to it affectionately as the Upsco Education Days, because that's really the whole premise of this. We're going to be doing it on December 1st and 2nd. Chad's been awesome at setting most of this up and building the website and everything. So I'm going to kind of default to Chad about some of the more details.
Oh, I didn't do anything yet with it.
Oh, then
no,
first and second. That's all.
That's it.
We've already got
next week.
We've already got a handful of really good people to present on what they're experts in. Essentially, we got Frank doing some atmospheric corrosion stuff. Got
Frank Rampton.
Yeah, Frank Rampton. I'm sorry. Got Dirk Smith from Ionics doing both of his classes that we talked about last week on the show. Sean Bauer from Layman's, who was an early guest on the show, is going to be doing an actual FADU presentation from his house because he has it there.
What's that stand for, Chad?
The Flange Assembly Demonstration Unit, I believe.
Nice. Good for you.
I know. I made it up.
I feel smarter already.
If that's not right, it should be. That's what it should be.
I think we're going to have, sometimes we struggle a little bit talking about how we can use foams to seal up pipelines, or foam to seal up pipelines.
Abandonments.
Like that, abandonments. And I think we're going to have Gino work in conjunction with the guys over at Utilifoam and do a clear pipe demo.
Yes.
Live. That's what I'm shooting for. So a lot of stuff to be excited about. Hopefully It all goes okay.
You froze like for a split second between there, and your lips weren't caught up to the. I don't know if it's going to capture it on
I
the
hope
screen,
it gets captured in the recording. I think it will.
but it was funny. It looked like you dubbed over one of those old like ninja movies. It was
Oh,
like,
that's awesome.
and your words came out. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I watched a lot of Kung Fu stuff.
Yeah, I guess you did. Holy cow.
Yeah.
But no, we're really excited about it.
Frozen again. Screenshot this. Snap.
Yeah,
And
right.
next week. Oh.
Next week, we have Dave Morrow from OPW. They make a really revolutionary product for the gas industry. I'm not going to tell you much more, except if you look at, yeah, well, now I can. So I want you guys.
That was for the previous comment about me.
Okay, we're even now. In the preview of next week's show, I want you guys to, when you're pumping gas this week, anybody who watches, look down at the handle on it, and it's going to say OPW. And we are bringing that company onto the show next week. And Dave's going to explain a whole revolutionary product that they're bringing to the industry, not in a salesy way, but in the education that we're really trying to put up. If he does, you know what I mean? And, hey, make sure you call Upsco.
It's a product that was developed initially, or I guess a thought of, they worked in conjunction with GTI on this. And I think it's something that's a real game changer in our industry for, for safety. Which is really a big part of our world now. So pretty excited to have Dave on. We wanted to get him on for a while and just hasn't worked out.
We have webcam issues.
Some issues. So we're really happy to have him on. I just want to say thanks to Mark and Adam for coming on and just doing such a bang up job. It's very difficult usually to have two people trying to talk at the same time or about the same thing. And you guys did just a really seamless job. So good job, guys, and we're really looking forward to seeing you and getting you guys more engaged with what we got going on. I think it's a win-win for everybody. Great organization, great group of guys. So thank you.
Absolutely. And as always, continue to like, subscribe, share on all platforms and everything. And you'll see down in the comments the links for everything that we discussed in the interview. So until next time, connections for life.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.